Hello everyone, welcome back again in this channel in a very long time. Actually, I was very busy in my PhD, and my PhD is about to end. So I just find some time to record some video, and in the same time, some of my friends requested me to record some video on paper writing, research writing, manuscript editing, publications, and all that. So today I have selected one topic that manuscript editing and it's important. So let's discuss about this topic, why this manuscript editing is important and why we need to focus and be careful before submitting the articles, and what are the important and impact on the paper, how this manuscript editing play important role before submitting the paper. Okay, so I will keep this video is very short and will incorporate all these things to understand the manuscript editing and it's important. So before going depth, let's some on the introduction part of the manuscript editing, what is manuscript editing and why it is needed before submitting. So you just understand that you may have a fantastic writing skill and you can easily produce some good work like for the blog. You can easily write essay, but when it comes to the academic writing, having excellent writing or good English, that's not simply enough. You have to be very concise, and when it comes to the research article or in technical articles, you will fail to impress the readers if your manuscript or if your writing have linguistic error. So all these things you need to be very careful while writing any technical papers. When you submit any articles or any manuscript in your articles, it need to be error free, must have good cohesion between the sentence, better flow between the uh, phrase your in the paper. But if you let us say one more side of this paper, if you did a great research work on any technical topic, but if you fail to present it in a better way, your paper might be rejected just for the manuscript writing skill. If you not presented very well, you might get rejection. And in the other side, if your research topic is somewhat average but you presented in very well way, there are more chances for the acceptance. So the writing and the manuscript editing and the quality, that's play very important role for submitting or before submitting uh, papers to any journal. So that's why this is very important for any researchers, any PhD students who are doing PhD, to take care about the manuscript editing. So before submitting, you have to go through this manuscript editing and should be very serious on that part of work, manuscript editing. So someone is asking, when we write a manuscript, let's submit the article to any journals and let come the comment. But what I'm trying to say that it's very important, so you have to be careful before submitting. So lastly, why it is important? I just make 3 points that why you need a good manuscript editing before submitting. So the first point is to understand the value of the contents. If your papers have a good contents, so you need a good cohesion between the paragraph or sentence to understand the value of the contents. Or the second important part is that to create a coherent pieces of writing and convey your message very clearly to the reader. So this is all three important advantage or the important things need to be understand. So now coming to the stages of the manuscript editing. So mainly there are four steps of manuscript editings, but before going to the stage of manuscript editings, let me clear that I'm not trying to say that after first draft your manuscript you have to send any editors and pay some money to edit. I'm not trying to say that. I'm trying to say that you just finish your manuscript or articles, or just give to your colleagues if you are working in the lab, any institute, your friend, your colleagues who are working on similar topic or relevant topic, just give them and ask to read out all the pages of your manuscript, and sometimes may suggest you the strength of your manuscript, weakness of your manuscript. So they will give some hints that things that need to be removed from your manuscript and things need to be strengthened in your manuscript. Sometimes they will give you the plot, some missing plot, some structure, and some irrelevant things you have incorporated, and some missing part where needs to be strengthen your paper. So these things need to be done, and if you are working any under supervision of any professors, after writing your manuscript, give them and ask for the manuscript. So they will go through the all your manuscript. So there is no need to go all the steps like development editing, line editing, copy editing, or proofreading. Sometimes your paper is good, so only copy editing or proofreading is required, and your paper is all things like good structure, good cohesions, and well plot, then there is only proofreading is required. So sometimes if you have already published one or two papers, I think more or less only copy editings and proofreading is required, and development editing, line editings you have already understand or already did, I think. So so this is the stages of the editing part. So let us understand what are the difference between the development editing, line editing, copy editing, and proof editing. Actually, the first part or the first stage when you start the editing of the manuscript, that comes the first things comes to the development editing. Development editing is like you can also say that it is substantive editing. Here the editor or those who are editing your manuscript looks your draft in very like entirely, and editor will look all the building blocks of your manuscript such as characters, plot, characterizations, and all the settings. Like a development editings can help you to enhance the strength of your manuscript while pointing out its weakness and the way to remedy these where you need to remove. So this is broadly you can say the development editing is like to define the plot, characters, structure, and the settings of the manuscript. And the second part or the second stage is the line editing. So this editing is looks like to edit every line and sentence of your manuscript and attempt to rectify error in like syntax, use of word, and the meaning of the sentence. So the editor will deem some excess use of words and keep short sentence, and don't mislead the meaning of the sentence which you have already written. So line editing is, I think, very important in this process, and this editing will smooth your flow of the narrative. So line editing is somewhat important in your manuscript editing. And the third part, coming to the copy editing, this is the purpose of the copy editing is mm, uh, spelling free and good formatting, and grammar error, punctuations, and also the sentence structure. So some you can say the copy editings comes after the line editings. And proof editing is like usually when you are ready to submit your manuscript to a papers. So before submitting you have to go through line by line all the figures, all the captions, all the things which you have included in the paper. So just go through the papers and see is there any errors, is there any missing word, any style mistakes. So that's the last part of the editing, that's proof reading. So this is all these things you need to take care before submitting any paper. And manuscript editings play a very important role. Sometimes it is much more what we are thinking.